Skinjay Asano has redeemed first. Graph 1 Novels is here.
Destruction. Destruction is the best. I can hold this mouse better than anyone could hold this mouse. Mainly because I wouldn't allow them into my house to hold this mouse. But nonetheless,
Silent_Jesse I is here.
yeah, I make great background music. Wait, I'm music? Yeah, I'm music. We'll go with that. Ash Rain music, bro.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in. How are you doing today, my dudes? Oh, wow. It's really weird. I can't hear my own voice in my head. Today, we're doing a little bit different stream than usual. I am not playing anything. I'm building a computer. So what you see behind me is a computer that is for my parents. So they need a new computer. This one's just for their house. They browse Facebook and download viruses. That's what this machine is going to be used for. So to get absolutely the most FPSs out of Facebook Marketplace, we got them a 7700 X3D and an RTX 5060, along with all the other jazz that's going to be needed. We're going to build this today. Don't know how long it's going to take, but yeah, it's been a minute since I've done a full PC build, but I got my setup going. I got screwdriver, scissors, and upstairs I have some PTM thermopad stuff instead of thermal paste that I'm going to use because I've been using that lately. And I'll pull that out of the fridge when it's time. I have a desk cam set up here, watching down, just like when I did the 3D printer upgrade. So let me make sure chat's connected everywhere. I'm not going to be live on TikTok today because I don't have a way of getting the desk cam to TikTok. So that's that. Otherwise, I think we're good. Can I get ones in the chat if you exist, just so I make sure that we're working over on the other platforms? Where's the vertical one? My day's been all right. Not as good as the weekend, though, because obviously I'm back at work rather than being streaming for the weekend-a-thon. All right. Yeah, I see chat working. I have chat up on my big monitor here where I normally am gaming, so I can read it when I'm standing back there. And I think we just need to start sorting through this. I don't know for how much of the stream I'm going to have headphones on or not. I have a shorter cable than useful. This is like all the than usual. This is all the slack I have. So when I was doing the 3D printer stream in a very similar setup, the amount of slack I had was literally double. I could be standing here and it would have been dragging on the floor. So I might take these off, in which case I won't hear alerts or anything. But trust me, I'll see them all when I put them back on and you guys tell me, or I look at the alerts feed. So let's go over all the parts. And well, first off, those two boxes there are part of the build. They are Asus monitors, 27-inch 1080p 100 hertz monitors. That'll be absolutely plenty for them. They wanted to get two monitors. They're getting away from, I think, a 21-inch monitor that came with their Windows Vista machine. So my parents are getting a little bit of an upgrade. The monitor they have is a single 21-inch monitor that came with their Dell machine that shipped with Windows Vista when that was the new hotness. So that's going to be an upgrade. I will probably be opening one of those. So I can like make sure this thing posts. I don't intend on like installing Windows while I'm live because frankly I forgot to format the USB drive. So let's go over all the specs as I get the things off the desk. And while we get, let me switch to, no, I'll stay on this camera. Let me get the things off the desk. I'll go over everything. I want to start with just the motherboard box to start. So first thing here, I'll get out of the way, is the RTX 5060. This one's PNY. It was the cheapest, 5060. I just dropped something. I didn't specifically go into this wanting to get them a 5060. I was willing to get them a 4050, a 4060, or a 5050 and a 5060. And when I went to PC Part Picker and I checked all those boxes, this was the cheapest one. It was cheaper to buy a 5060 than like a 4060 or a 5050 at the time. There was a rebate or something that made it that way. So that's why we have a 5060. Bit overkill. What else we got on here? We got 16 gigabytes of RAM. This is Patriot DDR5. It does say it has the what's the thing that AMD needs? That's Expo. It's got Expo. So it's got an Expo profile. That's good. We got them a 1 terabyte NVMe by God knows who, AdLink. This is supposed to have a DRAM cache. This was the cheapest 1 terabyte I could find with a DRAM cache. Whether it actually has the DRAM cache or not, I don't know. But the internet says that it does. Then these are two Be Quiet fans. They were good CFM to price ratio. This only comes with one singular exhaust fan, so I bought 2 fans to put in the front of it. All right, getting those out of the way. While we're on the topic of cooling, Hyper 212. This one's the black edition. It's a really rock solid cooler because the CPU doesn't come with one, and it is really cheap. It was like 25 bucks. Out of the way. Yeah, having these headphones on is like limiting me. The main brain is the Ryzen 7700 X3D. I went looking around, this for the 5000 series, and I was thinking of going DDR4 to save them a little bit of money. And it just ended up being that, like, I'd rather just get them the 7700 X3D, this tier, and it's going to last them longer, and they're going to not ask me for an upgrade or ask me why their computer's slower for just an extra year or two. That's really what this is about, right? Because I get the call when it's like, oh, why is my computer so slow? Well, A, it's because you downloaded so many viruses. B, it's because, yeah, the hardware is 8 years old at this point. So get them only 1 generation back to get the savings rather than 2 generations back and go DDR4. I got a Seasonic 80 Plus Gold 750 watt power supply. It is fully modular. I was not specifically looking for one that is fully modular. I just wanted one by a reputable brand. Seasonic is good. It's got like a really long 10-year warranty. By the way, none of this is sponsored in the slightest. If any hardware sponsors want to reach out, I love doing these builds. I'll do a build just to throw a power supply in for you. Right. Well, this one's staying on the desk. So the last thing here is the cheapest ATX mid-tower case I could find. It is a Zalman T8. That's all I know about it. It fits an ATX motherboard, an ATX power supply, and it was cheap. All right. That leads us to this is the motherboard, which we're going to open up. So let's switch to the desk cam. Okay, that's good feedback. Let me turn the music down. I'm on a different mic than usual, so there's definitely a chance. There. The music does sound fairly loud in my ears, but I don't have any gameplay, and I can't hear my own voice to like compare it to. Is that better? How's everybody doing? All right. Oh man, yeah, I'm like, whoa, this isn't quite taut, but you can see here it's not touching the desk. All right. Oh, can you guys see the desk yet? And is the words the right orientation? They're upside down. So you guys read things when they're this way. You guys want me to spin the camera? Oh boy, sorry about the shaking. This thing is usually pretty solid. I'm going to leave it this way because it makes sense for continuity. Right. Oh, I need my scissors. I might have to end up just taking these headphones off because I do have a shorter aux cord than usual. You know, I might have a spare. I thought I had like a really long 25-foot aux cable in here that was overkill for everything. Yeah, I do. Okay. This one's like a super long 25-foot aux cable. All right. I want the headphones on because I want to hear the alerts and jazz, but I need... You guys aren't going to hear any difference. This is just for my headphoning. I actually recently added an extension here, so right underneath my front of my desk, I can just swap an aux cord, and like this is all the actual aux cord that runs. I have a 6-foot extension that goes from the Wave XLR cable managed under my desk to the keyboard, and then I can just unplug this little 6-foot cable and put in that long 25-foot cable. Set that out of the way, and now I can have headphones. I have audio. Sweet. Sweet. All right, let's open this up. It's fine. The text is upside down, TBH. Yeah, it'll be fine. Open that up. I literally have not opened any of this yet, so this is all brand spanking new. There's accessories in this. Come on, be smarter than the packaging. It's funny. Oh, right, this thing has Wi-Fi, and I don't think they'll use it. I'm pretty sure their like ISP's modem and their Wi-Fi router is in the same room as their PC, so I will advise them to use Ethernet if that is still the case in their house. We're not going to need a SATA cable. We might need some screws. I might need that. This box is where I'm going to basically be putting all of their accessories that I'm going to give to them. So we'll leave this like that. And yes, I'm just going to be chucking the trash for now. And I will deal with cleaning it up at another time. All right. Motherboard. Oh, right. I didn't even tell you guys what this motherboard was because I waited till it was on the desk, and I don't even know. Let's see. It's an Asus Prime 620A plus Wi-Fi. I don't know if it's good, don't know if it's bad, but it fits the processor I bought. So what are we going to start with? I mean, it makes sense to start with either the CPU, the NVMe, or the RAM. RAM I'll do last, of course. Let's actually start with the CPU and the CPU cooler. CPU cooler right here. And then these pieces I'll leave right here. I need to make sure I got the motherboard out so I can figure out which RAM slot is supposed to be used. They have these two opened and these two closed. I don't know if that means anything. This is B1 and B2. I'm assuming it either is going to want us in like B1 right here maybe. I don't know. Before I put the cooler in, actually, let's open up, or before I put the CPU in, let's check the cooler to see if I need to change the back plate. Can I get a show of hands in the chat? Who else built a computer before? Who's here for the first time seeing any of these pieces? If you have any questions along the way about how to build a computer, I've done quite a few of these over the years. All right, this came with thermal paste, which I won't be using. I use a thermal pad by Linus Tech Tips, the PTM 7750 or whatever, for builds nowadays. Oh boy, this is... Can I get this? Get that out. Okay, so you have to take out those side boxes before you can pull this. That's the main heat sink. All right, that's trash. All right. Oh, and then this Please peel off label before you use it. I will do that. I'm not an idiot, though. I didn't need the sticker. Well, I guess the sticker is telling you to remove the sticker, and the sticker's there to protect it. All right, so which one, if any of these brackets, do I need? I know I'm going to need these to hold the fan on. There's 4 and only 1 fan, so I assume I only need 2 of them. Where's the instructions that came with this bad boy? Hyper 212 black. AMD uses E and F, which, okay, so there is pieces in here that is specific for an AMD. It's these ones. Oh, and this is actually really nice. The screws are captive, so I can probably just take out these 4 screws, plop those right in. Cool, I don't need any of the other pieces. Well, actually, which one's AM5, now that I look at it? It doesn't say. Yeah, E or F is needed for AMD. All right, where's the one? For AM4 and AM5, I use E. What is F for? No, I could use E. F is the screws? Oh, right. E, so I need the, I didn't see screws. Shoot. I don't see screws that came in this packaging, chap. Oh, they're in with a thermal paste. Okay. So, which one do I actually need? It says E, which is like the straight one. So I don't need this, and I don't need this. And I'll only need 2 of those little fan holder things. Got it. Accessories are going to go in the motherboard box. For now, they'll go on the chair. I could turn the music down a bit more still. How's that? All right. All right. So, right, we're going to take this off. I don't remember. Well, either way, screwdriver. It didn't even come with a new back plate. So no matter what socket you're buying it for, you reuse the stock motherboard backplate. I think that's good from an e-waste perspective. All right. For AM4, yeah, you take those out. Oh, so we just attach these to the cooler directly and then attach it to the board after that. All right. So what's the orientation it attaches to the cooler? Facing outwards and obviously downwards. It goes with the cooler sat like so. I stick it like that and screw it down from the underside. Is this the right size Phillips head? Just caught that with the magnet. It is the right size Phillips head. Okay. So then I just do this. Come on, line up with the hole. There we go. One. Just flip that around. Oh, good. Okay. If I just line, oh, it kind of holds itself in place, and okay. So if I position the bar before the screw, it's actually easier that way around. Man, it's almost like some engineer kind of probably makes pennies an hour to figure this out. I don't know. Maybe he makes a decent salary. No one does anyway nowadays. Alright, I'm gonna just put these aside. They'll go in the motherboard box later. Okay, so we got to put the CPU in. I hate installing new CPUs into motherboards, especially because this like piece of plastic is here. I never know if I should take it off beforehand or not. Do not remove the PNP cap before the CPU is properly installed. Please refer to the manual. Is this not the manual? What are you talking about? All right, let me open up the CPU. Scissors? Do. What the heck? Oh, this way opens. I was trying to peel off the back. Could you, like, just give me a normal box, AMD? You know, if AMD just used, like, a normal box, I'm sure they could knock off, like, $5 off the price of this processor. Do I need... Yeah, there's no cooler. There's no nothing in here. There is a sticker. To the bin with you. Kernelbot, he does combine chat from the other platforms. All right, I see the little arrow and I see the little arrow, so orientation goes that way, which makes sense because you're going to be like effectively reading the text at the same orientation the motherboard would be. That's smart. Good job, Asus. Okay. This one is an LGA. Oh, let me check out the pins. This is brand new. I obviously just opened it and did the seal right in front of you. The pins all look good. This goes straight in very carefully, and it's in. Zero resistance, as it should be. So it says don't pop this off. I never know, man. Do not remove PNP. The CPU is properly installed. Motherboard. All right, come on. Are you gonna? Did I need the other document out of here? I'm taking it off. Goodbye, sir. Put that in place and push down. God, I hate that. All right. All right. That's in. That's installed. That's great. Like I said, I'm not using thermal paste. I'm using a thermal pad, which I need to go get now. I needed this a lot sooner into the process than I anticipated. I guess let me install the NVMe drive because that might be easier to do before this is on here. There is 2 NVMe. Is there different speeds on these different NVMe? And which one do I want to do? No, this is like a super generic installation guide. There's nothing about the actual... Oh, this is like a quick start guide, not the manual. Okay. Does not come with a manual. That's hilarious. There's probably... Why not this QR code? M.2 or 2.1 socket 3. This one is PCIe. I'm gonna put it in the top one. Screw it. Okay, this is their 1 terabyte PCIe Gen 3x4, so it's not even like the fastest cutting edge M.2. It is supposed to have a DRAM cache, so that's why I picked it. Having a DRAM cache is more important than having, you know, Gen 4 or Gen 5 speeds for like day-to-day performance. All right. That was like in there crooked. I'm disappointed. All right, that's in there. It would have been smart of me if I had gotten out my magnetic screw tray thing. I didn't get it though. I didn't claim to be smart either, so oh well. Did I grab too small? I don't know if that's too small of a screwdriver end, but it seems like it. One terabyte in place. Get that out of the way. Whoa, that like flew like a real good frisbee. What else we got going for us here? Yeah, this really self-explanatory. Don't need that instructions anymore.
Damn, this guy one is here.
Welcome in. How you doing? All right. Let me go get the stuff for the CPU. If you've never seen the thermal pad stuff before, it'll be a nice little learner for you. Let me go to my break screen, and I'll be right back, chat.
Colonel is going on a break. If you are new here, consider dropping a follow or subscribing. He will return shortly. There is a mini game playing in the purple chat. If you want to join, you can find a link to all his socials in the bio/description, etc. Otherwise, get up and stretch, get a drink, and leave a like on the stream. All right, I'm back. I don't think the mic was on while I was up there. And let's get back to the desk cam. There we are. So this is PTM 7950. If you guys have not heard of it before, it is a thermal pad instead of a thermal paste. And this is a big old sheet of it that I got from LTT. And as you can see, I've used it before. So all you do here is grab this, you size it up, you cut out a little sheet, you put it on the CPU. It's supposed to be, from my understanding, I just pulled it out of the fridge, by the way. It's supposed to be easier. Ooh, someone do exclamation mark game over for me. Okay, so we peel off one side of the protective film. Take that off. We stick that onto the CPU. Get that nice and centered. Push it down real good. And then we use something tiny. Use a fingernail, tweezers.
I like to use the tiniest little flathead. Push it down and get underneath that. There you go. You don't need to worry about if you used enough thermal paste. And also, it's supposed to be like more reusable in the sense of if you put on the cooler, take off the cooler, put on the cooler, take off the cooler, it doesn't like degrade and it doesn't dry out like thermal paste does, is supposedly some of the benefits of it. I have yet to have to take a cooler off of a machine that I put a thermal pad on yet, though. My gaming PC has one, has this stuff in it when I recently swapped out the cooler before. We will return to the regularly scheduled hole digging tomorrow, indeed. Today is a PC building stream. Not like a guide or anything, though it could be if you've never done this before, though I won't claim to be perfect. So, there we go. All right. Then, yeah, so we take off the big warning sticker. And it doesn't look like it matters which way I put it. They don't have words on their logo. They just have the shape of their logo, which is honestly really nice of them. Okay, where's the screw holes? All right, that's sat down in the screw holes now. Oh, this is the perfect time to use this. God, I have 3 things from LTT, and you know, really, they should send me more. I've used all 3 of them today. All right, so you have this really long screwdriver staff extension, which is nice for using this kind of stuff. I don't know if it's how much it helps, but I treat these like I was putting the lug nuts on a car. Clockwise, just started a little bit on each of them. Oh, come on. And then bring it down. Yep, that one bottomed out. Bottomed out. Bottomed out. Bottomed out. Cool. I might need that extender again later, but I won't need it right away. All right. Boom, boom, boom. How much did it cost? Oh, right. I did not talk about that yet. I did mention it in one of my previous streams. The total budget, including the dual monitors that I got them, was just a hair under $1,700. I'm obviously using my PTM thermal pad, which is more expensive than thermal paste, and I only use a little piece of it. I'm rounding up, and I'm billing them $1,700 for parts. Parents don't know it yet, but I'm going to ask for a pair of boots for the build fee. I need a new pair of boots to attend a wedding in. All right. That's on there. Let's get the RAM stick in, and then I'll get the fan on. And you're like, boots? Don't you mean dress shoes? No. I mean, maybe a nice pair of boots that would look good in a suit, because I constantly roll my ankles. Haven't in a long time because I started wearing boots exclusively, or things with higher support around my ankles, right? That's the whole point there. All right, it does not tell me which slot it needs to go into. Usually the answer is to put it to the second closest to the CPU. All right, yeah, DIMM A2 is first. All right, so we have A1, A2, B1, B2, and it says DIMM, it says B2 and A2 both say first on it. I'm going to go ahead and put it in A2 because that's the one that makes sense to me. Come on. Oh, that is backwards. Good thing I got down to this height and looked. Cool. That's in. You got to wait for it to click. It clicked. It clacked. We're good. Trash out of here. All right. That, oh, fan. CPU fan, AIO pump, CPU optional. So I'll plug it into that one once I get it. Which way does this fan spin? You're telling me this one doesn't have arrows? I mean, I know it spins that way, but like usually they have little arrows for me to confirm I'm putting it on right. I want it on this side. Oh, it has little rubber feetsies here so that it isn't gonna vibrate very much. Yeah. I'm just thinking about how I'll route the cable. So I think I put that through these ones. I already threw the instructions away for this, so. Straighten that out. Okay. And then do the same on this side. You suck. Okay, we're on. Easy as that. Plug in the fan to CPU fan. Who would have thunk? Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, there's a little tag here. Warranty void if removed. Oh, that's hilarious. They have this big old hangy tag with the serial number of the fan on it, on this little tiny cable. Oh. Good thing those are illegal. Exactly. Yeah. All right, that's good. Next up is the PC case, I guess, right? A lot of people like to do like a test bench and like try and get it posting on the motherboard box set here. I mean, it's cool in theory, not something I do. I mean, my poison is that I subscribe to the illusion that you can't close the side panel before you post it. This is the bottom. Those are the feet. What is the model of the motherboard? It is a Asus Prime A620A- Wi-Fi. God, this feels so cheap. Because it was. Oh God, I got electrostatic just touching it there after taking the bag off. Okay, non-captive thumb screws. God, I feel like I'm back in one of my first PC builds. They literally will not care about the case. I could have sprung for something a little nicer for my own building experience, but I didn't. I saved them money. All right, these are all with how expensive all the parts are nowadays. All right, this is what I'm looking for. The bag of screws. It came with a couple zip ties. It came with a couple foam stickers, circular foam stickers. I don't know what that could be for. Also came with a user manual. I may or may not read that. It does look like that, NG. You know, some would say you have a really keen eye for motherboards. Others would say you looked at the screen. I won't say which I am. All right. First part of cable management. To make the cables look like a mess, so that the slightest improvement looks like a lot. Get those out of here. Can't forget this bad boy. I've forgotten it many times. I did not spring for an expensive enough motherboard for them that has like the built-in AIO shield. It goes in this way. This is a power supply on top style case. I would have preferred a power supply on bottom case, but that's just my personal preference. Oh, goodness gracious. Do these not line up? Oh, it's the PC fan stopping it. Okay. So if I put the top in first, then what the heck are you? Oh, the fan is just straight up, like, stopping it. All right, screwdriver. I'm just gonna loosen the fan some because of like where the fan is placed. The AIO shield's like the rim around the edge is not able to go in place. Just loosening all 4 screws. Someone better help me remember to tighten that, or else this thing's gonna rattle. But now it can slide the little like rim up behind the fan. There we go. And then are all 4 corners pop in place? There we go. Okay, cool. That's all the way in now, I think. I'm just gonna tighten the fan now. What the hell? Okay. Okay. That's in. Next thing to check. Can you get a PC, please? Sure. Yeah, I'll build you a PC. All I need is the parts and a bajillion dollars. All right. 1, 2, 3. Those are all in. 1, 2, 3, and oh geez, there's like a hard drive bay here. They don't need that, and I don't want it in the way. Alright. There's only 2 screws holding it in. Is it kind of... Yeah, it was kind of clicked into place. They have a terabyte of NVMe. They don't need anything else. And if they did need something else, we'd put another NVMe on the motherboard. They have an extra NVMe slot. I'm going to ask them if they want their accessories. They're going to ask if they need them. And I'm going to say no. And then they won't. And then I will just hoard their accessories. All right. Oh, they will need their Wi-Fi antenna because that is like external. Plugs into the back. Well, they might need that. Okay. They should use Ethernet, and I will encourage them to do so. All right, that's all lined up. Perfect. Screws that came with this thing. You just leave the SATA SSDs. God, I never know which screws are meant for the motherboard standoffs. Those 4 are loose, and the fact that it's 4 is not enough, so it's not that one. Oh, actually, I have standoffs right here. I can check which ones have the right threads. I think it's these ones. Let me see what these... No, these are... It's not those ones. Is it these ones that have like the little like lip around the edge, like with the really tight threading? Yeah, those fit in. Okay. I just want to fit in, chat. All right, I usually start with the centermost. Oh my fudge! Wow, I just put my thumb down and like the pins for the front I/O just like jabbed up under my thumbnail. Oh, that really hurts. It's like stinging. Okay, that's in place. All right, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope, not that one. This one, 9, and not that one. Okay. Is this not? Oh, that's the wrong screw. Must not have been paying too much attention. Second screw is the second hardest. Then after that, it's all plumb usually. Oh no, the bottom appears to be semi-plumb. Yeah, okay, that went right in. You take 25 cents. I mean, I'll take 25 cents. That won't get you a computer though. This case is so flimsy. It is supposed to have a little bit of RGB somewhere in the front. It does not look like a case that has RGB in it, though. Oh, I actually see from the inside the light spreader. I'm gonna do this. Or the diffuser, that's the word. Oops, I just totally dragged that screw. All right, here we go. Okay. Does this have oh, there's literally a chassis fan thing right here, so I can leave the zip tie on. perfect, dude. I don't know if you can see that, but this chassis fan plugs into a chassis fan header right there. The stock like the twisty tie, as I'm just leaving it right there. Perfect. Next up, I want to my hair. Next up, I want to either take the front off so I can install the fans or do the power supply. Let's do the fans while it's light, because once the power supply's in, moving this thing about is going to get more difficult. Because that power supply is by far the heaviest component. It's heavier than the case, I'm not going to lie. Oh, I grabbed the power supply. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to grab the fans. Duh. Says one thing, does opposite. I'm smart, I promise. This is all empty. Yeah, so that's all trash. All right. How do I get this front cover off? It looks... Is it just clips? Is there... Yep. There we go. Oh. Okay. All right. The entire front panel comes off with the cables. Like, this part usually is part of the case, but no, it's part of the front panel. All right. That would have made putting the motherboard in even easier. I can't set this thing on its back because the motherboard's in and the I/O is there. So I'm gonna just get the cases fans in. No, this PC is for my parents. These are 140 millimeter Be Quiet Pure Ring fans, Pure Wing fans. I'm a big fan of Be Quiet as a brand. I rocked their Darkrock Pro 3 CPU cooler for many years. I think I bought it for my FX processors, and then I bought the adapter to install it on my 6700K, and then I bought an AM4 adapter and put that on my 3800X and then my 5900X. And then eventually, when I rebuilt the computers and put them in the server rack, I finally went to an AIO. But I really enjoyed Be Quiet for quite a while. Okay, it does blow this way. That is the same orientation. The hub on the back, that means the air goes that way. All the fans are orientated that way across the 3 brands. The one that came with the case, the one in the cooler, and the 2 I bought extra. So I'm going to do these go here or here? I think they go like so. I don't think there's room. No, there's definitely not room to put them
Massive.
on the outside. Ooh. Is an A520M good for an R5 5500? Is that a motherboard, or is an A520M? Is that a motherboard? I don't know it off the top of my head. But for a 5500, that's a pretty low-end AM5. No, that's 5500. That's AM4. Honestly, you're good with any motherboard as long as it's got the right socket. You're not trying to like, the only time it really matters, like if you're getting the right motherboard, is if you're like buying like the highest, 59X, the 5950X3D, and you're planning on overclocking, and you need all these expansion slots for multiple GPUs and stuff for expansion cards. Then I would worry about if you're getting the right motherboard. But like if you're buying a low-end 5500, which is still a decent processor. I'm not saying it's a bad one by saying it's low-end. I'm just saying it's not high-end. It's not the top of the spec range for that generation. Literally any motherboard will do. It is not worth it really spending money on excess motherboard features nowadays. The motherboard will either have enough expansion slots for you or it won't. And that's that. And that's That's all you need to worry about. Now, obviously, nothing's stopping from you and going and buying a higher end motherboard, especially if you do need a motherboard that can support multiple GPUs and a capture card. Like if you're someone like me with a content creation thing going on, and I have a dedicated stream PC where I actually do use like all my PCIe lanes and stuff like that. But usually, if you're someone who's buying a 5500 level CPU, you're probably talking an entry level build, maybe your first computer. You will be fine with any motherboard you pick. Going to PC Part Picker, sorting by lowest price, checking all the boxes for things that you know you need, like what socket and stuff like that, and what kind of NVMe drive support and all that. Check all those boxes, sort by lowest price, buy the one at the bottom of the list. 9 times out of 10 you'll be happy with it. All right, the fans are in right there. I'm 100% functionality over form kind of PC builder. You know, one thing I didn't check about this case is fan headers. Okay, there is 2 fan headers down here for chassis fans. There is 2 up here, AIO pump and CPU optional. I didn't want to use those, and I won't. Since things to look for is the right number of fan headers for fans you're planning on putting in your build. Do I do a little bit of cable management here? I think I should. I'm going to pull these out the back and then pull them back in. Will they have enough slack? I know. And they need to go out through this hole and then come in. All right, so chat, just for the slightest bit of cable management, right here, these come out here. Both of them, I made sure they go to the same corners. They're going to go back behind this bar, and then they're going to run to here. That'll work just fine. All right, one of these is shorter than the other. I'll make sure it gets the fan header that's closerest. And this one gets the one that's further away. Brilliant. Small travel PC for you. Have like a 5070 Ti and a 9950X 3D as your main PC. Nice. Yeah, then you're shopping more for just small form factor. But again, that tier CPU of 5500 is not going to be limited by any motherboard. You get you get a motherboard that has the right socket and the right I/O for what you plan on connecting to it. You're good. What is this? LED power via Molex? Well, my parents are definitely not going to have their LEDs then. I did not see on the listing that this needed Molex power. And while this is a fully modular Seasonic power supply, I very much am skeptical if it is going to have a Molex connector. Though it is modular, maybe it does. Maybe it will. Oh boy, I almost just pinched that Molex right. All right, I'm gonna take that back off and slide that through there. Okay. This thing is going to have horrible airflow. Because the only vent on here for those fans to intake is right here. That's it. Might tell my stepdad to put some speed holes in the front. All right. wrap that around just so they kind of stay together out of my way. Cool. Power supply. GPU goes in abso-flippin-lutely last, chat. Ooh, this corner looks like it got banged in shipping. That's not gonna work. That has a Phillips on it. If that had a flathead on it, it would have worked, but... Be building it for the first time. I don't want parts to be like so expensive if you break them. Yeah, that's a worry for first time builders, and experienced builders. But if you've never built a PC before and you're about to do it, you want one single piece of advice. Watching this guide, mid. Watching the video by LTT called The Last PC Builder's Guide You'll Ever Need. Watch that through in its entirety before you order your parts. Watch it through in entirety once you get your parts and you have the context for which parts you're going to need and which parts are going to be relevant for you. And then watch it while you build. And you probably won't... And like follow along, and then you'll probably be fine. Oh, I just realized I put something that's not trash over in this pile. The hard drive cage. That's not trash. And my flippin' mat keeps moving, or the desk. I don't know which. All right, so... Seasonic, it appears you pay for the packaging and the name, but I wanted something reputable. Oh yeah, they're never gonna need that bag. That's trash. GX 750 Seasonic fully modular hybrid mode. On and off. Probably means like silent mode. Is there a peel on this? It sure looks like there's a peel, but I don't see anywhere to like grab the peel from. Oh, there it is. There's your little peel. The only peel I mean, I didn't like proper peel. Whoa. Okay, this has like, I want to say 4 millimeters of clearance to here, but I remember why I wasn't worried. This is for the back panel. But the point gets across. It's got this nice bulge here. So, yeah, it doesn't matter. That could have protruded by 4 millimeters and it still would have been fine. But that's the first I noticed how close it was. Whew. All right, so this is going to go... Yeah, they have a white power supply and a black case. They're never going to look at it. Oh, there's another peel right here. Seasonic, I don't need power supplies with peels. Your logos, they're logos, you know. I take the peels off because the peels will look orange and crusty in 5 years. There we go. All right. There is no top perforation on this case, so I have to make it draw from inside the case and exhaust out. So that's that. They get a white power cable. That is one of, I guess, the 2 accessories that I'll ship. The motherboard's Wi-Fi antenna and the power cable. I ship it. I'm not shipping it. My mom's going to pick this up, but you know what I meant. I'm going to provide it to them. Is this a... This is... power supply tester kind of thing. So you can plug the 24 pin into here to get the power supply to turn on without like the motherboard being connected. I'm going to keep that. I think I have one somewhere. I think I've probably built with Seasonic at least once before. I was looking at all the options on PC Part Picker and of like, I think I wanted at least a 700 watt for them. Or maybe I put in 650 and And then I sorted by cheapest, and then I went looking for a reputable brand, the cheapest reputable brand's power supply I could find. That's literally this entire PC, chat. PC part picker, know the spec that matters about each component, and then then sort by price after you've checked all the boxes, and buy the cheapest one. That's how you end up with a white power supply in a black case, because it was not worth spending $10 extra. Now, maybe if I had called my parents and asked them, hey, is it worth an extra $10? So that if you looked at the back of the computer, it all matched, maybe they would have said yes. You just don't bother posing that question to them, and you just build it, because they don't know, and they genuinely won't care. This bag I will put there. Honestly, the Seasonic bags might be good to provide the accessories to them, especially for these modular cables. I'm gonna tell them, like, hey, if we ever need to upgrade your computer, these are the only ones that work with that power supply. So keep this bag, you know. Never. Oh, this did come with Molex. Chat. Never take one power supplies cable and plug it into another fully modular power supplies cable. The pinout is almost guaranteed to be different, and you will fry the power supply or the component, or both. Let me get a drink of water real quick. What's up? Follow-up question, Vatoxa? Travel PC versus laptop, or like handheld Steam Deck. Why travel PC? All right, here is, I could have plugged all the ones I needed into the power supply before putting it in the case. Could have. Didn't. Okay, so these two plugs go to there. These have like cable management zip ties on them. I'm honestly going to leave them on. Okay, let me lay out the ones I need, and then I'll make sure I plug them in the right order so that one's not in front of the other. I need to know what power connector that 5060 has on it. Did this come with a 12-pin? This one's CPU. I'm gonna need an 8-pin CPU. Okay. And this one is an 8-pin. It's not a dual. Oh, it is a dual 4. Is there actually one that's just an 8-pin that's not a dual 4? Because those are easier to plug in. No, that's another CPU. I'm not gonna need it. This one. Oh, this is a 12-pin for the. Okay, cool. We're gonna use this one. I thought maybe I'd have to use like 2 8s to an adapter, but this power supply comes with it. I literally checked the box on PC Part Picker to get one with the 12-pin, and literally it gave no results. So I assumed that power supplies still just must not be shipping with them, and I guess I assumed wrong. I also am making an assumption here that this uses the 12-pin connector. Shit, I don't. Maybe this doesn't even use a power connector. There's no way a 5060 just uses the PCIe slot for power. This isn't that low of a card, is it? 5060 is a low-end gaming card. It's not a... It's got to have some power draw, right? Oh. This says it uses a 6 and an 8-pin. What? That is not what I expected in the slightest. Oh. Uses an 8-pin. Okay. Wow, old school 8-pin. PCIe right here. There's also the Molex. Yeah, so this is PCIe. It's a 6 and 2, so it's an 8-pin. Okay. Looks like Vitosa did not stick around to tell me why he's building a travel PC instead of a laptop or anything, but that's fine. All right, I will open up this Molex. Okay, so I can power the RGB. This one's a CPU. This one's the 12-pin. This one is another PCIe. This one's SATA. This one's SATA. Okay, they don't need any of these. I'll also throw in the hard drive cage into there. Can I get that to like kind of... There we go. So like the cables are sitting in that now, in there. Cool. Probably because laptops suck. I mean, yes and no. All right, so I'm looking at it. Motherboard, there's 2 motherboards, and then above that is 2 CPU/PCIe, one that is 12-pin PCIe. Then I have peripheral SATA Molexes and CPU PCIe. Okay, so this one goes in first at the very bottom. Please? Yeah. Okay. This one goes in next. Okay, those both go for the motherboard power. Next is CPU/PCIe. This one is PCIe. Okay. This one, PSU. This one is CPU. Okay. Well, actually, if I spread these out, that'll get them on different rails. Yeah, because I can see how they're bunched together. So if this one is a CPU/PCIe rail, that one will get the CPU on it. And then the one above it is a separate PCIe rail. Oh, wait. Well, okay. Let's connect this first for Molex. And then this one for CPU/PCIe. Cool. All right, right there. All right, CPU power first. Nope, that's PCIe power. CPU. Okay, these actually have a really good join together. There's like a little clasp you can see there. I've never seen them join together so thoroughly before. You'd have to really want to take these apart. That makes it really easy to plug in to an 8-pin. I always have problems when it's a dual 4 to make an 8. Like when you have to do this kind of sticking your hand down in there, they never stay together. You know what I'm saying? This one, they're like conjoined twins, kind of. They stick together real good. All right. Motherboard power. I could have passed that out to the back and then back in again. Ooh, for cable management, I definitely should have. Honestly, yeah. I'm leaving it into the CPU if you can't tell. We're going to set this thing up. Cable management is not a priority, but basic cable management is so easy, you might as well do it. Basic cable management, all I mean is make sure to just send everything to the back and then pull it out a hole to get to the front, and then you can just, deal with it all in the back. And if the back looks ugly, this case actually has a built-in ginormous like bulge to hide it, so that makes things really, really easy. Yeah, the CPU one's going to go out this hole and then back in the hole and then just have a bunch of slack dangling back here. Okay. Okay, and then yeah, it goes back in the same hole. And then I plug it into the one right here. Sorry, you guys had to look at my face from that view. I mean, unless you liked it. Magic, you watching? All right. Then... Whoa, that bumped the GPU. I'm going to set this somewhere else. Okay. CPU power's in. That is... Oh, thank you for the biddies. Motherboard power is going to go right in this hole. Okay. And pull back as much slack as possible without like straining it. Okay. Time to lay it back on its back, and it's now time to actually install the GPU. Wow, that's laying on a bulge of cables right now, but it's time to install the GPU. Oh, these are like the lame kind of like snap off kind of things. They're not real slot covers. Just got to bend them back and forth and they pop off. All right. Those are actual trash once they're removed. This is a dual slot card. All right. Literally hear... Oh, you could hear magic. Oh, there's a peel. Oh boy, there's more peels. This looks like a lot of little peels stacked on top of each other. This is not going to be a satisfying peel, chat. Sorry to say. Okay, maybe it's one big peel that goes around all the edges. Oh God, that tore the peel right there. Okay, little PCIe slot cover protector. Honestly, I might go check to see if any of the GPUs on my shelf over there don't have one of those covers on it, and I will put that cover on it. Is there peels on the fan hubs? They always do that. By they, I mean GPU manufacturers, not PNY specifically, so I don't know. Oh, there is one for sure. Come on. I hate this. GPU manufacturers. A 5060 tier card has 0 sex appeal. It has no reason for appeal over your logo on the fan hub. And it especially doesn't deserve one that's that difficult to get off. God. Should I have just given up and left them on? Yes. But I'm not someone who leaves peels on, especially not on a fan hub where like balance matters. And you know, if they start curling up on the edges after 4 years, that could ever so slightly adjust the rhythm of the fan spinning. What am I doing wrong? Oh, this is one of those cases that has a screw here, and that screw houses this. This like folds down and holds them on, so you don't have to screw. No, you do still have to screw in each individual one. Oh, this is the only cover here that has a real PCIe cover, the one on the top. And funnily enough, that one doesn't even have any PCIe slot because that's where the NVMe is. You could not have planned. Oh, well, that's just because my motherboard, I guess. I guess it's just a bad lineup matchup for my motherboard to case there. Now the real question is, am I supposed to put this screw in first? Yes, because that one's already in and it's fine. So where am I supposed to get those screws from? I don't think that's the screws that came with the Seasonic. Screws that came with a CPU cooler. Was there screws that came with the case? Was there screws that came with the graphics card? I feel like the case didn't come with any of the screws. Ah, they're right here. Got them. They were on top of the motherboard box. What's up? Jeez, oh, I'm starting to sweat, chat. Did I say thank you for those biddies earlier, by the way? Pretty sure I did. First screw, second screw, that goes up, and then that goes there. If I still have to screw them in, why have this kind of protective cover thing? I don't know. Okay, so now up comes the PCIe power, which goes all the way to the front of this GPU. It's not like on the back or even in the middle. There was definitely a spot on the PCB they could have put it to make it closer to the back, but they didn't. That was a decision PNY made. Maybe it saved them pennies in their PCB traces. I don't know. But that just means I have to have extra long amount of cable going through to here. Whoa, okay. The 6 and 2 started separating. All right. Honestly, that's as best as I'm going to be able to do for that one. All right, the other thing is the PCI, or the Molex, I mean, is the last one. And this is where we have all the little bits and bobs. So that's the Molex for the RGB power. Going to plug that in here. Yeah. It says LED, not even RGB, so it might not even be configurable. I don't know, this case was not purchased for its looks or its colors. What is it hanging up on? All right, no. Okay. All right, so what are we looking at here? Hey, Gryson, did you ever look up this motherboard's manual? Oh, okay, I know. They are labeled here for, like, the front I/O buttons. What's what, so I'll be able to do that. What do I actually have here? Power switch, HDD LED, and power LED plus minus. Okay. Power LED. Oh God, I hate reading these. Power LED. Okay. HDD is the one that goes on the lower. A2 for RAM. That is what I put it in, I believe, right? Front I/O and RAM placement is the only thing a motherboard. All right. Plus should be on. This sign. Oh, wow. Okay. Got it. And then the flipping power switch. You gotta be kidding me, champ. I should have done this before I put the GPU in. I would have had more room for my hands. Okay, those three are in. That's good. I could have routed them out to the back of the case and then through to that, and I wouldn't have had these to deal with. Crap. But, oh well. What do we have here? USB, HD audio, and then this one's obviously USB 3. Alright, so USB 3, I'm going to route to the back and then back down, because it goes right there. These two also can go to the back. Okay. I know. They're so tiny. There are some cases and some motherboards where they come with a little like thing you can plug them all into, and then they plug into the motherboard all in one go. But it's those are only on higher end cases and stuff. And this was not a higher end budget. What I am going to do real quick is I'm going to grab these and I'm just going to pull them out to the back. Like that, so that they're coming out. And then I'll deal with the slack in the back. That one doesn't go in through the bottom. Looking in here, we have USB. I'm looking for HD audio. I see F audio, COM, both. Okay, so we have 2 USBs and then F audio. I assume is the HD audio that the case calls it. F audio means front audio. Duh. Okay. HD audio means high definition, which was defined in 2003 and is now literally bottom of the barrel. Is that seated all the way? I can't tell. The motherboard's like flexing. Okay. Then this goes in this way. Yeah, I could have set the case back down. Or I could have raised the desk up. But that wouldn't be true to me. And what comes to my mind first when dealing with this problem? Okay, I really can't push that one down. Big fan. I do have a 140 millimeter. I have 240 millimeter fans in here. All right. So then I pull the slack back through. And I can pull this slack back through. And then this is the last plug. And it goes right flipping here. Okay. Now I'm going to turn this to me. And we're going to use some of... What the heck? Why is this? Oh, Molex went underneath the case. That's why it wasn't sitting still. We're going to use some of these Velcros that came with the power supply. That also came with zip ties. I prefer Velcros. Okay. Jesus. All right. I've got all those pulled, not tight, but taut. And then we're going to try. This is what the back looks like right now. So this is for CPU. It's just a loop so that it's not hanging in the front. This is for the motherboard. This is for the GPU. This one is Molex. I feel like I could fairly easily put those together right here. Oh, shoot. That's got a little, like, thing there. To put it around itself. Okay. And then like all those around as a bundle. There you go. Now the CPU has really no way of going back out. This Molex is kind of its own thing right here, but then we also have HD audio and the USBs that need to be pulled taut over this way. So we'll put all these together into, I might be able to stick that through there. No, that's better for a zip tie, but I'm not interested in a zip tie. I want to stick with Velcros because Velcros are easy to undo if I ever have to upgrade this in the future. Now their last machine, I've never once upgraded it, so that might be an unfounded thing from me here that I'm worrying about. But I'm going to try and put this around here now. Chat, I'm not an expert at cable management. I don't try to be good at this. I'm just trying to make sure the PC doesn't rattle. That is my goal in cable management, is so that the PC does not rattle excessively. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, back panel and 2 thumb screws. Just want to see, like, oh boy, I'm gonna have to push it down a bit. Oh wow. Even with all this extra space back here, I really can't have the cables like bunched up the way that I do. That's much better. Yeah. I am having to put some pressure to slide this in, to get these in place. This is where it would be nice if I had magic for an extra set of hands, but I don't. I hate these kinds of case panels. I should not have to be struggling this much, but there is a lot of cableage. You know what it is? Oh, yeah, it's this. It's these ones here. Can I get these to change their path a little bit? Okay. It's honestly having these together all as one big group right here that is the problem. If I could get the CPU one to just chill here on its own, and then I can have these ones kind of separated. Like that'll do it. Now they're not really together anymore, but they're together flatter. I can't even like stick that without making it too tight. Okay, that'll do it. Still getting some resistance, but not nearly as much. All right, cool. Now, I'm not going to put the front panel on until this thing has posted. But otherwise, the PC's ready. This is not my PC, no. This is a build for my parents. And there it is, chat. Moderately cable managed. Actually, I'll turn it around for you guys so you see the bottom on screen in the right orientation. Moderately cable managed. It's to the point where no cables are going to get in the way of airflow, and no cables are going to get stuck in a fan. That's all that really matters. So let me open up one of these 2 monitors. Power cable is right over here as well, and we'll make sure this thing posts. All right. Let me just set this on the ground and let's open up a monitor. Now, they did buy 2 monitors because they want dual monitors like they have for their businesses. NVIDIA quick install guide. I'm going to have to grab a power strip. I don't have a spare one in my office. But there we go. You know, honestly, giving them a white power cable for the computer might be a good thing, because then you're like, why isn't the computer powering on? Well, did you plug it into power? It's the white cable. they're like, oh no, the white cable's not plugged in. Well, that'd be why. That would be why. Oh, good. I didn't check, but this comes with an HDMI cable and a power cable. Another thing I didn't check is if the GPU has 2 HDMI ports on it. I can always send them to Best Buy with the task of purchase an additional cable if they need to have one HDMI, one display port. Oops, sorry, I just hit the camera. Big chunky base and leg. There is metal in there, but the actual structure of it is plastic. I don't know if it'll be easier to attach this to the back of the monitor before or after. I am going to be putting the monitors back inside their boxes. For their trip home. These are 27-inch monitors, 1080p though. That's all they need. There does appear to be a quick release here, so okay, yeah, I can rebox these fairly simply. And then okay, yeah, these are just a quick release of sorts here. Yeah, that stays on there, but then to get it off, I just pull those in, and then, yeah, the whole thing comes back off. Okay, cool. And it's clicked into place. Monitor comes up. Okay. And, okay. All right. Switch to face cam. All right. Can you see it all? I have no idea what this RGB is going to look like. It's just going to be this little vent here that lights up. Let me get a power strip, and I'll be right back. Actually, do I have one in here? No. I have one over here, though. I bought a big pack of these Amazon Basic ones a long time ago with a decently long power cable. Like, I think that's at least 6 feet. Oh boy, sorry, Minecraft. The smart plug that this plugs in with was too big to fit the connector in at the same time. Okay. Where'd the power cable that came with the monitor go? Here it is. All right. The RAM, it was a single stick of 16 gigabytes of DDR5. Definitely more than what I would have liked to pay. But frankly speaking, not my budget, not my problem. Oh wow, this monitor only has a single HDMI input. Looking at the GPU, it has a single HDMI output and 3 display ports. I'm going to have to tell my parents to go to Best Buy probably and buy a DisplayPort to HDMI adapter or cable. That sucks. But man, I thought I was doing good buying the matching monitors, but I did not check that what plugs it had on it. Real cheap monitor. What is it? It's a Asus VA27E. It's a 27-inch 1080p 100 hertz monitor. It'll be fine for my parents. Could have got them 1440p. They're not going to be gaming. It's just, they're going to be browsing Facebook and downloading viruses. Like, that's all it is. So, actually, this monitor came with a very complete cable package, if you think about it. There is 2 plugs on the back of here. There's a power cable, there's a power plug, and there's a HDMI plug. And they gave you a power cable and an HDMI cable. Everything you need to populate every port on this monitor. Is this monitor on? Okay, power light. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh, screen. Keyboard. Turtle Beach. Do I have a... I have not gotten the new keyboard in the mail yet that they're supposed to be sending me. The KB5. Chat, there is a giveaway. Oh my god, that's a spider. All right, I picked it up and I'm like, oh, there's a little bit of a spider web on it. And then, yep, there was a spider smushing him. Sorry, little guy. I hate you. And I don't want you to live anymore. All right. This one here is the Turtle Beach Vulcan 2 Max. It's the same one I'm currently gaming on, except this is my OG Rocket branded one from before the Rocket brand was dissolved. So let me put that there. How many USB ports are there? Haven't counted. The front has 2 USB 2s and a single USB 3, along with both headphone and mic. And then the back has 3 USB 2s, 2 USB 3s, and a USB-C 5 gigabyte. So not bad. This motherboard has a PS2, a combined green-purple PS2. Yeah. All right. You know, the reason I have the headset on right now is to keep my hair out of my face while I'm getting sweaty doing this work, by the way. All right. Oh. Power supply switch on. Moment of truth. I'm sure you guys want to see in the PC. There's no OS. I don't have a USB stick to format Windows with. I probably do actually, but I don't know where it's at. We're just gonna see if it boots up. Check if it's got the RAM, the drive, if it's the right CPU. Here we go. Fans are spinning. That's a good sign. Let me check if all the fans are spinning. Oh, one of them's not. There's a cable in it. Okay. It's on the other side that I can't get to. Come on. We also have not posted yet, but it's probably memory training right now. I really don't want to shake it while it's on. There we go. There we go. All right, so yeah. There, cool. Keyboard's lighting up, that's good. Hey, new CPU installed. There's no hard drive in it, so Asus power saving. Is this fan spinning? Yes. Okay. CPU fan is spinning. Case fan is spinning. All case fans are spinning. Cool. Yeah, it was one of the little cables from the RGB was up there. What is the monitor telling me? Power saving? No. Okay. New CPU installed, FTPM, NV corrupt, pressing Y to reset FTPM if you have BitLocker. No, okay, this is brand new. There is none of that. All right. Sorry, I got caught up on the fan. All right, 16 gigs of DDR5, 4800. I actually don't know what speed this is. 7700X3D, NVMe, AdLink M.2. All right. Please enter setup to recover BIOS settings. New CPU installed. Press F1 to enter BIOS. Okay. We're in the BIOS. It detects 4 fans, CPU fan, chassis fan 1, 2, and 3. Chassis fan 2 and 3 are running both at about 500 RPM, and chassis fan 1 is running at 699. Nice. 696 now. Nice. All right. No AIO pump. That's expected. All right. CPU temperature is at 30 degrees Celsius right now. Motherboard's at 25. Okay, so Expo is disabled. I want to enable that. That is DDR5 6000 now. And F10 to save and exit. AI overclocker Tuno auto to Expo 1. Memory frequency. A whole bunch of DRAM stuff. PCI memory video. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's just applying the Expo profile. All right. Now it's probably memory training again at the faster speeds. What time is it? Wow. It's been less than 2 hours. Well, once this comes back on, oh, look at that. I say that, and then we start getting RGB out of there. Boom, straight into BIOS. Cool. DDR5 6000. 30, 40, 40, 76, 1.35 volts, 1.35 volts. It is in DIMM A2 Patriot memory. 16384 megabytes with 4800 megahertz, even though the Expo is at 6000. Cool. It's a 7700X3D. We're done. We are El Dunzo, chat. What's this? Oh, the power supply fan isn't even spinning because it's in hybrid mode. Oh, do we want to see the RGB on the? There you go. This RGB strip is what caused the case fan to not spin. The Molex power cable for this was jutting out into the fan. So this is the only perforation for those 2 case fans I bought. Boom and boom. This is where they'll be drawing all their air. And then, yeah, exhausting out the back. We can close up the case now. And you know, honestly, let me go see if I have the USB stick. I mean, okay, I have USB sticks. Let me go see if I have one that's like labeled Windows 11 or something. Nope, that's filled with CMOS batteries. Okay, this is where all my... what does this say? Hold on. Mem test. That's no, none of these are labeled and say... I know I swear I have one somewhere that's labeled and it says Win 11 written on it. Oh, what's this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, This says Linux on it. Couldn't tell you what flavor of Linux it is. Okay. Yeah. Maybe my parents want Linux. I don't know. Spoilers, they don't. I do. I want to switch over my gaming and streaming PCs to SteamOS once they support a NVIDIA GPU. Until then. Oh, I never checked. Are the GPU fans spinning? Ah, yep, they are. Okay. We're good. That's it for today's stream, chat. Oh, let's do the final piece of the build, actually. To finish a PC is to trust yourself to close it. Right? What the heck? Zalman. I was like, I can't figure out what that's trying to say, so I couldn't figure out which the way was up on it. Screwdriver. Look, the desk is already pre-made, pre-messy, you know? It's perfect. It's ready to game on. There's already junk. What is happening? These are thumb screws. I could not use a screwdriver on them. Yeah, that gives me more dexterity. Yeah, and that's not RGB in the sense that like it did not have an RGB header. It appears that it is just green. So, all right, the case is done. This will serve my parents well for years to come, hopefully. I don't know about you, chat, but I'm happy with it. Mom, if you're watching it, this is honestly some of the easiest, smoothest PC builds I've done. I'm going to end stream. I'm going to download a Windows 11 ISO, get that installed. Because Windows asks you for like personal information, like your credentials and stuff. I'm probably just going to call my mom and get that installed. Yeah, I could probably make. It's 11 o'clock. I don't know if she'll be awake. Oh, well, I'll text her. All right. Chat, that's it. If you've ever wondered how I build a PC, there you go. If you ever wondered if you should do it, absolutely. You should. Chat, thanks for watching today. I will be back to the Weekend-a-thon on Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern, confirmed. We have over 12 hours on the clock left, so we will be getting a full fat stream in on Saturday. And then I think there's like 45 minutes at least of time for Sunday already locked in. Where am I going with this? Hold on, let me tell you the things that I'm trying to think of. I still have not added the time on from Sunday's second half of TikTok to that. And I have not added on Saturday or Sunday's time from YouTube, the jewels or the gifts or whatever you give in chat. I have to wait 24 hours for the analytics to catch up on those. So I'm going to add that to it. So I at least expect a little bit more. I don't know the exact numbers yet. I have not gotten Sunday's numbers at all from YouTube yet. So I'll add that onto there. I also had a thunk about the fact that you guys lost 2 hours on Saturday and lost 2 hours on Sunday where I stopped the timer from going down. The goals are supposed to be time-based in such a way that if I complete Sunday, do a full 12 hours on Sunday, I'm supposed to get my hair cut. And the fact that right now the goals you've accumulated does not equal that. I think I need to add some time on effectively, or resync it with making sure we I feel like I need to add 4 hours to the goals just so that if we do a full 12 hours on Sunday, I get a haircut. Because right now we're in a scenario where I could do a full 2 hours or a full 12 hours on Sunday, but still need like up to 4 hours of time to unlock the haircut. And those aren't supposed to be out of sync when I was coming up with the timetables. So I'm going to wrestle with that in my head to make sure that I feel okay just giving you guys extra time. Because it's time I gave up, so it should count. So I just have to justify how I'm going to handle that, and then, yeah, we'll be good. Tomorrow, I'll be back in the hardcore world, digging a hole, hopefully finishing the layer that we started yesterday. I'm going to quit rambling and move on with my night. Thank you, chat, so much for the awesome stream today. I'm really glad I got to build this PC with you. Peace out. I have to reach for my mute button. Because it's wireless, you know?